Hi Sag, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm doing your general messages for the next 2 weeks, so we'll get straight into it. Your first card out is regeneration, and it says here, second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. So something that maybe you felt rejected from, or maybe something that didn't work out in the past, is kind of like coming back to life in a better way, and like it's a stronger form of this. So let's say, for example, it could be like a job you interviewed for beforehand, and maybe the role is becoming available again, and now you're reapplying, but now because you've been through the process before, now you're coming back, you're going to be a strong candidate. Or like there's a person that you have had some things with in the past, and then now it's it didn't work out then, and now all of a sudden things are coming back, and now things are being there's more growth in the situation than what has been in the past. So we have the full moon in Libra, and it says a win-win outcome is forecast. So it says the full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, and of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are all about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship, or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason, and sometimes just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. This card can also refer to a professional relationship. There's a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible with give and take. Doing so might be the answer to your question. Let go of that which is falling away. See the other person through the eyes of love. It will change your perspective. It's time for you to make a firm decision, time for you to focus on yourself for a while, look after yourself but avoid vanity, and now is a great time for a makeover. So it could be, whatever's happening, it's kind of, the right time to do so. And whatever relationship is changing, whether that's personal or professional, it could be romantic or platonic as well. So whatever this relationship is that is changing, it's doing so for the right reasons. You're either moving into a higher level of commitment, or you are ending a relationship of some sort. And just remember, it's time to kind of, balance your, balance the other person's needs with your ego as well. Then we have giraffe spirit, and it says, see the big picture. So it says here, giraffes stretch upward to reach the treetops and look down from a high vantage point. When giraffe spirit appears, it's a sign to observe from a higher view. In all aspects of your life, it's time to stretch your neck out and broaden your view, open your eyes to what others are experiencing or what they need, and see the big picture you fit into. No matter how great your wisdom, knowledge, or experience, you don't want to overlook details and connections that will help you better understand yourself and your circumstances. So stretch yourself. Look beyond what catches your attention at eye level, and know that not everything is as obvious as you might like it to be. Spirit will bestow upon you a new perspective that might make all the difference. So basically, it's just about looking at the bigger picture, and trying not to kind of miss the details. Look what's beyond, look beyond what you see, basically. Okay. So let's see, what does the tarot have to say for Sagittarius? What is coming in? What are the messages? And what does Sagittarius need to know over the next 2 weeks? Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles, we have the Four of Cups, we have the Eight of Cups, Three of Cups, Six of Swords, Tower, Scorpio energy. We have Justice, Libra energy. We have the Page of Pentacles and the World. Then at the bottom of the deck we have the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Sun. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, Sag, these are things that either you don't see coming or things that are happening in the shadows. With the Four of Pentacles, there could be a situation where you're needing to focus on your stability at the moment. So maybe you're needing to kind of hold back on spending so much, be a little bit frugal. It could also be about maybe holding back from people at this time, or just keeping things to yourself. It is also the Four of Pentacles can be about holding on to issues from the past or people from the past. But I do feel like this is maybe a time for you to kind of keep your money in the bank, basically. Don't overspend or anything like that. Eight of Pentacles, there's definitely something to do with, you working hard on something, putting in effort to something, possibly even like achieving some sort of goal within your career life. But it is about putting in the effort and the hard work towards this, and then you will get your happiness, your wish fulfillment. The Sun is a very positive card. It's about being very positive, not only with you and other people around you, but also it is about having ultimate happiness and joy in a situation. And that's Leo energy. So we have the Six of Swords. There's something that you are focused on moving away from and getting to a more peaceful place in your life. Not only with actual physical movement, but it could also be even just in your... Sorry, Sag. The camera stopped recording, but I did not, and completed the entire reading. And it wasn't recording. So I've already shuffled all the cards and pulled them all out, but I have them on the sides here, so I'm just going to recap of what actually happened. But with the Six of Swords, I said that this is basically you moving on from a very difficult time in your life to much calmer waters. So if you've been feeling like you're having a very tough time in your life, things are going to get a bit more peaceful for you. And there could have been lessons that you needed to learn in order to kind of get to this calmer place, and that's the reason that you went through this turmoil in some way. But you are moving on now to calmer times, whether that is physical movement, or it could even be just emotional movement. You're moving forward. Five of Pentacles is about having some sort of financial difficulties, most likely. Otherwise, it could also be feeling rejected or left out in the cold or abandoned in some way by someone. There could also be a feeling of like you feel like you can't ask for help in this situation. But I do see that you're having a very much of like a lack mentality at the moment, of just in your own mindset of feeling like things just don't work out for you. I do see you walking away from something or someone in your life because there's something missing here. So this could be about maybe walking away from a job because there's not enough finances in it, or walking away from a person because you feel abandoned or rejected by them. Like you put what fits there, but you're walking away from this place to go find your happiness. And basically this is the movement that's taking place of that. The Justice card then is Libra energy, just like this full moon in Libra. It is bringing balance into your life. Justice is also about karma. So if you've been doing good things in the past, like good things are going to kind of show themselves at this point, but there will be balance brought into this situation. And then with the world, you'll get some sort of the end of the cycle. You'll get some sort of closure that you need to end this chapter and to move on to a new chapter altogether, where you're feeling more fulfilled and wholesome. The Four of Cups then is about in your career and your job and your business and that type of thing. So with the Four of Cups, this is about feeling maybe a bit dissatisfied with where you are at the moment, maybe even bored. But there is a new opportunity that's being presented to you, but I feel like you're too focused on other things to be able to put your full focus on this opportunity. And if you don't focus on this opportunity, it isn't, there is a chance for you to miss this opportunity altogether. So just try see. I know you're probably very busy, and that's probably why you can't focus on it, but it's about maybe looking into this opportunity. And then we have the Three of Cups in your emotions and in your feelings and your relationships and connections, that type of thing. So the Three of Cups is about maybe feeling very supported at this time, maybe spending time with friends and having a lot of friendships, but it could also be about celebration, having fun, just letting your hair down. Another thing with the Three of Cups is that it can be a reconciliation. So with this regeneration, it could be maybe that there's someone from your past, whether that's romantic or platonic, that's coming into your life now to kind of build something back up again. And then we have the Tower in your thoughts. So your thoughts could be very chaotic at this time. But also we did see, in the full moon in Libra, that there does need, your ego could be clashing with someone else's needs. So the Tower is about the death of an ego. So you might need to let something go in your ego. And you could be feeling a little bit like unsettled with what's going on because it's very like sudden change. But I'll explain more when we get the clarifier. And then the Page of Pentacles is it's in one of your goals, or your desires. So there is maybe good news coming in surrounding this specific goal of yours. But you are going to need to ground yourself in the situation, and maybe you have to put in some sort of time and effort and energy into this to help bring growth or stability or reliability in some way, maybe even commitment. So for the clarifiers, we got the Two of Pentacles with the Six of Swords, and this basically means that, you could be feeling like you're juggling a lot at this time, or maybe even feeling like an option yourself, that someone's maybe, too busy to kind of spend their energy on you right now. You could also need to weigh the options of the situation, and because we have water in this card and water here, water is always surrounded by, it's related to emotions. So there could be, a lot of emotions surrounding this. But the lessons that you have to learn to go through this is really important. So it is about making the decision to move forward in some way. I can't even remember what was at the bottom of the deck with that, but it was the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck of the Two of Pentacles. So it's moving away from some sort of heartbreak, and you're going to be the one who needs to make a decision in the end. The Two of Swords in reverse clarified the Four of Cups. So you are going to, if you've been feeling stuck in this decision that needs to be made, you are going to kind of find the clarity to be able to move out of this decision and get unstuck with that Four of Cups, and get out of this dissatisfied energy. Then we have the Page of Swords clarifying the Three of Cups. So this is basically about gaining some sort of information or getting some sort of new insight as it relates to this friendship or this reconciliation of some sort. It could be that someone's kind of, sending you messages, and that's going to help you to get this knowledge. And then we have the Star clarifying the Tower. So this is basically about you having a very pessimistic mindset at the moment, and not being able to kind of see things clearly. You feel like things aren't working out for you, but I feel like this change in your mindset is what's required here. And then we had, the King of Wands in reverse with the Page of Pentacles. So in the full moon in Libra, we did, like I say, we saw that there was a situation where you were feeling very much like your ego was getting in the way of someone else's needs. So not to call you out, Sag, and I'm a Sag myself, so I'm calling myself out at the same time, but maybe your ego has been getting in the way of something. So I put it in an example that maybe, for example, let's say that they're asking you, let's say you have a work from home position, right? And they're asking you to come into the office because they're short-staffed. And basically you're like, well, that's not my job. Like, I shouldn't have to do that. Like your ego is taking the same stage here. And it's about letting that go and maybe having to put in the effort and the time and the energy, even if it is just in little small amounts, to balance the situation out. And then I think justice was behind this as well. So that's what's going to bring in the balance in the situation. And then we have the Ten of Swords in reverse clarifying the World. So this is definitely the end of a tough cycle. Like, you have been through a very painful ending, but the ending is over. You're now coming out of that painful ending, maybe like realizing why this had to happen, getting the closure you need to be able to move forward in some way onto your new beginning. So then we went on to your love reading. And on your feelings for your person, we got silence. So it says frozen, no words, and stone wall. And at the bottom of this clarifying this was the Runner. So I was saying, I feel like you're giving your person the silent treatment at this time, and it's probably deserved. But I do just see you feeling like you need to get out of the situation in some way. And I said that I feel like maybe before you felt like they were the runner, but now it's kind of like the roles are reversed. And as I said that, I shuffled and asked for your person's feelings. and we got the Chaser. So it said pursuit, toxicity, and resilience. So I do see that this person is kind of chasing you now in some way and wanting to approach you, and we saw foundations at the bottom of this of the deck with this card. So they're trying to kind of build back up the foundations between the two of you and maybe realizing what they've done. And then we have the stress card, so it says turbulence, tension, and arguments. So this is about, you know, the outcome. So it could be that there's still going to be, you know, a bit of a clash between the two of you, but then we have the realizations card at the bottom of the deck. And this is about, you know, it says epiphanies, understandings, and awakenings. And this is basically about those aha moments that you get, that you realize what is going to help you get out of this energy of these arguments, or maybe even preventing the argument in the first place. So you'll be getting some sort of awakening or a realization with maybe some sort of knowledge that you're gaining. So we got some romance angels, and we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So I do see that there's a situation that you need to free yourself from. But going back to this full moon in Libra, it did say that there, you know, for some of you, that there is a relationship that's either moving to a higher level of commitment, or there's a relationship that's changing the form, that's possibly ending. So for some of you, it is about freeing yourself from the situation. And then we got attraction. And it says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So I do see that if you're freeing yourself from one situation, you might be attracted to another person, or attracting in someone new into your life. Because then we have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So you might need to kind of make effort into the situation, and that could be that Page of Pentacles, even if it's just a little bit of effort. And then we have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So I do feel like that's for the portion of you who are ending a relationship and feeling like, you know, the love just isn't there anymore. Like it's between the two of you, how it was in the beginning, or in the past. And then we have wedding at the bottom of the deck. So it says the situation involves marriage. So like I said, some of you are moving to maybe a higher level of commitment with a person here, whereas others of you might, you know, be doing something completely different. Then we had with the messages from your person, we need to let each other go. We need to let each other go. And I feel like that's more like, you know, past tense, like we needed to let each other go, possibly for the moment. But then we have, what was next then? We had, I'm becoming a better person. And then we had the timing just wasn't right for us. So I was feeling like, you know, with those, it's kind of like the reason that they had to let you go, or that you had to let each other go, is to work on yourselves, become better people, and realize that the timing wasn't right now. But now they do want to be more than just friends, and they will wait for a sign from you to see can they come back in some way. And then I love you was at the bottom of the deck as well. So there is love in the situation, but it's kind of like, you know, maybe that the love kind of faded away in some way because of the tension or the arguments or something along those lines. So that is what I have for you, Sag. Sorry I had to just recap there, but please do give me a thumbs up if it resonated. I really would appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys again either next week for your love readings or the following week again for your general messages. Take care.